Yeah, hello. Hey, this is Guadalupe Contreras. I'm doing part number 11 here about Lamont, California. And what I want to, just go into it, right away. How I'm saying, right? None of this is not, edited, it's not, it's uncut. You know what I mean? It's just shown like that because once I do a second, go around on it, I'm gonna do the cutting, then do transitions, make it in a small little traders. Like my specialty is film editing. I use DaVinci, Resolve, some other AI tools and stuff. What you guys are gonna love it. Make small little clips out of it. Anyways, but today what I want to talk about is the cows in Lamont. Oh man, oh my God, the farmers, right? Oh my God, well, here we are, Saturday morning, right? What you get up, and then Saturdays were steak day for us. Mom loved making steaks, And the store that where we went to was a county fair, right? County fair, the meat, oh man, chuck steaks were like, oh my God, were real round things. Mom always liked what the beef steak, without any fat on it. She made ginger beef with it. I forgot what was it called. I forgot the name of the piece of steak. But it wasn't, too tender, man. But it was all right. Mom she got that because it was cheaper, man. That's all it was, man. To me, Italian. You know, um, but the steak, right? It was, oh man, Lamont was known for the steaks. I ain't lying. You get ribeye, man. So cheap. The meat there. Mom would overpay for. I mean, she didn't really know about the game about meat. Mom just always stuck with social work. Just nobody could tell mom nothing, man. She just loved to argue, man. Like instead of hustling, right? You know what I mean? So we did all the hustling on the side. She never knew about, But the meat there, man, I ain't lying. If you knew the people, you know what? I mean, you knew the game then. I ain't lying. The chuck steaks, all the meat and everything came out of, where? Fairfax Road. Right there, man. It was like a block away from, here's Main Street. And here's, what's that road? What's that road? What's that road right there? Not Hay Baker. Plans, not plans. Oh my God, man. It'll come to me, right? Maybe we should check on the computer. Anyways, once you go on Main Street and then Panama, yeah, Panama, right? Panama and Main Street at the corner right here, and you go that way. That's out going toward out of Lamont. You go this way toward Hilltop, toward out of Lamont. Well, you go this way toward Fairfax Road, right? Here's the trains, right? The train tracks is right there. A train would come. It's just some little train, right? Excuse me. Fairfax Road was like a block. That's a long block, man. Almost a half a mile from Lamont, Main Street and Panama Road, right? Well, Fairfax Road, right? It was where they had all the grapes, all the grapes and everything. You hang a right on Fairfax Road, you go all the way down right there, and to the left, nothing but cows. Oh man, the whole road, right? Nothing but cows, and you could smell it. Every time it would rain, right? You could smell that smell all the way down to Lamont, You could smell it in the sky, Man, terrible, right? And they had they had all the cows out there. Every cow, what you could think of, all the stores, right? They would buy from that main cow place right there. The owner, right, that made the cows, right? The owner, he would sell all the meat. You know that he would sell all the meat. to, you know that, let me plug in the cord right here. He would sell in all the meat, right? You know, to the he was selling all the meat, you know, to all the people that lived, you know, near Bakersfield. I'm talking about stores, right? They would go in. I'm checking on here. It's talking about the vibration because I touched it. He would sell all the meat, you know, to the local stores, you know, of Bakersfield that would come in there and buy it wholesale, you know. And so the cows right there, they were all right there, you know that. And sad to say, you know, finally, people would have so much trouble with the cows there because the cows would make some kind of irrigation illness, you know, toward the people there in Lamont. Because when it would be, say, during the windy season, right? And then the dust and everything, you know. And well, I ain't saying that cows create valley fever, right? But you know what? Valley fever developed there in Lamont, you know that? A lot because of, you know what, the windy season and dust, you know, and, you know, these spores of, you know, these smells and irrigations, pesticides and stuff like that, right? You know, I ain't saying this all created valley fever, but people were getting sick, you know that? It was sad, you know? In fact, you know, I ain't saying to be, don't go to Lamont, you know, what you're going to get valley fever, but during the windy season, right? So you got to be very careful if you do go there because valley fever is there and there's no cure for it, you know? And because Lamont, it's where like, it's like about 5,000 feet up in the air, you know, from the mountain, right? And then what will happen is that during the time whenever it's cold, right? You know, once you go up like this, coming in, you know, from LA, you're going to Lamont like this, right? What's happening is that that the valley fever was developed like that because there was no air system. You know, everything was down in a hole. Lamont is like, you know, down in a hole like this right here, and that's where we're at. You know, it's down in a hole like this, and it's, you know, sabotaged in from whenever it gets cold, and then from the pesticides and everything, right? And then from, you know, the windy season, and then from the viruses and, you know, from animals and, you know, irrigation, you know, systems, man, that were populated with, you know, pesticides, stuff like that, right? It accumulated, you know. And how I know this, because I used to go to the hospital and they said, you know what, all this environment is bad. And I moved away from here, yeah. I did, you know that? A lot of people here caught cancer, man. You know, it's sad, you know, and all that caused, you know, cancer. A lot of people caught valley fever and everything, and it's really sad, you know. So, what about the cows, right? 9 minutes into the vid, you know, what about the cows? Well, sad to say, well, they had to do something. They moved the cows to the mountains. All of them. Every cow, you know what? There was thousands of cows here in Lamont, right here. You know, the outer skirts of Lamont, they call it Fairfax, right? All that area. They had them all back, you know that? And there, you know, now this thing is telling me to balance, you know, my thing out right here. So, what I'm gonna do right here is I got some project, you know, not project, but you know what, phone on here balancing here. I touched this right here. So what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna shut this off and I'm gonna start off in the into the next second part of this because I'm gonna adjust the camera here, right? Because it's kind of unbalanced. It says, okay. I'll see you right now in a few minutes.